runway, get his timer set, and start his takeoff run. Okay, he's got his brakes locked, he's checking his system, he's pointed into the wind, winds up the turbine, and starts the takeoff run. Extreme thrust right into a vertical takeoff, straight up, no problem. And he wraps it over the top, coming down towards the south end of the field through show center. He wastes no time, starts right out into a roll in his routine, comes in and sets up for a pass for his next maneuver, pulling around at the south end of the field. Right now he's probably doing maybe about 100 miles an hour right now, and he's going to punch it here, wide open. Here's a low pass, close to 200 miles per hour. And straight up into the vertical, you can see the model accelerate with no problem as it goes straight up. South end of the field, see what he's got in store for us on this pass. This aircraft is fully aerobatic. It can do loops, rolls, pretty much any aerobatic maneuver you can think of. This jet is capable of. And he comes along with a nice slow roll to invert it and continues on around. And Chris, be aware we have full-size traffic coming in from the east. Okay, we have the B-24 Liberator coming in. So we're going to coordinate this between the two. We do have ground people with handheld radios able to communicate with that aircraft if need be. And B-24 comes around to the north end, and Chris comes burning through here. So I guess you got the best of both worlds in there right now. You got modern jet technology and old school World War II stuff. And Chris is just going to fly down low here for a minute until the full-size clears. Clicking along on a nice, just medium speed pass as he goes by. And straight up again into the vertical. And this gives a fine demonstration of the thrust of this engine. You can 22 pounds, he pushes 38 pounds of thrust to it, it accelerates upward with no problem at all. Okay, Chris is wrapping around the south end of the field now, coming in for another pass. And he's demonstrating some maximum performance tight turns in tight and close. Similar to the full-size air show type routine. Comes in for a couple nice tight turns, pushes the power to it, straight up again into the vertical, over the top. And pulls a nice half of a loop. And it looks like he's doing a horizontal 8. This is the second half of the 8. He's up and over the top, and he's going to roll out to right side up. And exits to the north, because he's got a good run at it now. Here he comes by, full throttle. And there he's closer to the 200 mile an hour mark now. He's on the downwind, full throttle. It does take the turbine a couple seconds to wind up when he pushes the throttle. So when he gets a head start like that and comes by at show center, you can really see the speed. And he goes straight up again and comes back down. At show center here. And pulling up into a big gigantic loop. Nope, straight up and over. Can't do the loop because the sun would be in his way, so he elects to flip it around and come back in from the north. Okay, wrapping it around now at the south end of the field again, coming in for his next pass. And he puts the aircraft up on the knife edge. Lays it on its side and applies a ton of rudder control to hold it up on its side as he flies by. Wraps it back around. Nice roll. Setting up an in for his next maneuver now, coming around the south. Way over there by what used to be Boblo Island back in the day. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember that. I used to go there as a kid. Now that's a giant real estate development over there. Okay, he's coming around now, south end of the field. Nice low pass. He's going to do a nice medium slow speed pass. And straight up and down. And you guys thought Estes model rockets were fun. Okay, he's coming back around again. Okay, coming in on a pass again, and he rolls to invert it. Like I said earlier, these models are fully aerobatic, even with the gas turbine engines. They can fly inverted, right side up, and they can perform all the aerobatic maneuvers you can imagine. And he's got the plane just flying slow now. He's kind of cruising around a bit. He may be getting close to the end of his fuel. Yes, he is. So now he's got his gear down. Landing gear in the down and lock position. He'll be applying some flaps on the back of the wings. There are 2 tabs called flaps that will be bending down. And what this does is helps the airplane to slow. It creates more lift at slow speed. So you've seen how fast the aircraft can go. Now watch as he brings it in. You're going to see it slow way up. He'll have the nose real high as he's landing, and the aircraft will just be cruising along. And when he sets it down, it won't be moving very fast at all. Okay, he's turning back into the wind now. Losing some altitude. And he's starting that nose up that I was talking about. He's got the plane leveled out. Turbine is pulled back to idle right now. Got the nose nice and high. Waiting for the ground to come up and sets it right down perfectly. No bounces. Mr. Chris Romanian and the Flash Jet. And Steve